feet hip width apart. And the first thing, we're just going to lift our toes up, give them a little wiggle and press them into the floor. So we just really get a nice grounding down through our feet. From there, you're just going to bend and swing the arms if I don't hit the wall behind me. Just nice and relaxed, nice and loose. And then we finish with those hands on our hips and we rock our pelvis forward and back. So really exaggerated to start, really get those hips moving. And I want you to make it smaller and smaller until you find your neutral pelvis, which is halfway between these two very exaggerated positions, okay? Once we found that lovely neutral position, we're going to imagine 3 circles, our hips, our ribs, our shoulders and our collarbone, and they all float one on top of the other. From there, you can just relax your hands, close the eyes if you feel comfortable, and just take a couple nice deep breaths in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. So there's no stress, no tension. Just find those nice deep breaths in and out. Good. You're going to give me one more here. Nice inhale. Then we just relax through those shoulders. We're going to open the eyes and just scan the head gently from right to left. So just a couple times just to get the neck moving. And then we're going to finish with that head to the center. And you're going to nod your right ear to your right shoulder. You're going to roll your chin to your chest and then all the way over to the left. And you're just going to do a couple of these forward, just very gentle, right? Just to stretch through the base of the neck a little bit. Nice little gentle head circle. We then bring our head back to center. We lift our shoulders up by our ears. Big exhale. Drop them. And this is like, I really want you to sound it out there. Let go of any tension. Last one here. And drop. From there, you're going to give me 3 big circles going backwards. So we go back 3, 2, 1. We then place our hands onto our shoulders and we roll our elbows back 3 times. 3, 2, last one. Finally, we let go of the shoulders and we do 3 massive arm circles. 3, good. 2, beautiful. Last one. Really, really nice. From there, we're going to take the backs of the fingertips together and we're just going to place them into the center of the chest. There's going to be a little lift in the elbow. And what that's going to do is spread the shoulder blades. We've got a really wide back. And then just very gently going to rotate the ribs to the right, keeping the fingertips in line with the chin and then rotate to the left. And the aim is that we want to keep those hips square. We just gently change from side to side. Good. Really, really nice. So just super, super gentle. We just want to get a bit of rotation in the back. Remember, even though we have to be mindful of some movements, we still want to move the back in as many directions as we can, right? We want to stay mobile. You're going to finish your last one with your body to center, and then you're going to place your hands on your hips. From there, we're going to go into 10 hip hinges. So you can always turn to the side for me if you like, and then I get a good view of everyone's hip hinge. Soft knees, spine and waistline as long as you lean forward, and then you drive the hips forward to stand up. So what you want to really think about is it's not just the back that stays straight, but it's also length in your waist. And that's a really good indicator, right? If you find that you collapse in your waist or this space closes, then we know we're bending from there, right? We want to come right from our hip joint. And this is that move that we really want to apply in our day-to-day. Yeah? Good. Nice, guys. Don't be scared to lift that chest up. I know we do that hinge, but often if you bring your eye line down, it tends to bring the upper back down as well. So send your gaze and your eye line slightly forward, and it just helps to keep that chest lifted. That's it, gang. Everyone's just going to give me 2 more here. Beautiful. Last ones. Good. And then from there, we're going to go into 10 simple squats. So very similar to our hip hinge, but this time we do little mini hinge, but it's more about bending your knees. We bend those knees and we stand up nice and tall. You can just keep your hands in a nice prayer position. It just And if you kind of gently squeeze those hands together, gives you this really nice connection between that upper body. And everyone's going to give me about 5 more here. Good, and 4. Lovely, guys. 3. Press that floor away. 2. Good. Last one. Hold it down in your squat. Give me 10 little pulses downwards. We go 10 and 9, 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Give those legs a little shake. So let's warm up those calves really quickly with a little ankle and knee mobility. So we're going to aim to keep our spine lovely and straight. In fact, imagine someone pulls you up on a little string, grow it 1 inch taller. You're going to rise up onto your tiptoes. Keeping your heels off the mat, you're going to bend your knees. You're then going to push your heels into the floor, and then you're going to stand up really tall. So the heels come up, the heels stay off as you bend your knees. You press the heels into the mat, and then you straighten those legs. We're just going to do 2 more there. Heels up, knees bend, push those heels down, straighten those legs. Last one here, heels up, bend the knees, press those heels into the mat, and stretch those legs. So let's reverse. Keep the heels flat as we bend the knees. Now think of peeling your heels off the mat. They stay off the mat as you stretch the legs, and then you lower just the heels. And we go again, bend the knees, peel the heels, push the floor away, lower back down. Last 2 here, guys. Bend the knees, peel the heels, push the floor away, and down. Last 1. Bend the knees, peel the heels, stretch those legs, and lower those heels. Give those legs a lovely little shake. So before we get down on the mat, let's talk about our balance. So we know how important it is. So we're going to do a little bit of reactive balance. So what is that? That means quickly being able to catch our balance. Okay? So I want you to stand with your feet in the center, and we're going to imagine like a little clock face. Okay? And I want you to just step forward on your right leg to 12 o'clock. Easy? And then step back to center. Good. Then we're going to step to 3 o'clock. Would this be 3 o'clock on your clock? 3 and center. And then you're going to step back to 6 o'clock and center. 9 o'clock and center. How easy is that, right? So just, familiarize yourself. So we've got 12, 3 is to the right, 6 is behind, and 9 is to the left. Now, I want you this time, I'm going to shout out a random number, and that's where we're going to step. But when you bring your feet back together, we're going to have a single leg balance and balance a bit better. Obviously, the quicker that you balance, right, the more it throws you off, the more likely you are to wobble. So if you need to stand and have a little bit of a wall, then go for it. Okay? If you don't and you're feeling brave, well, not brave, that's wrong. Feeling confident is the right word. So here we go, gang. I would like everybody to step to 12 o'clock and then show me a lovely balance. Good. Let's go to 9 o'clock and a little balance. Good. And how about we go to 3 o'clock and a little balance? Good. 6 o'clock. 12 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Good, guys. 3 o'clock. It's a good mentally to just work out where we have to be. 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Last one, hold this single leg. Reach those hands up towards the ceiling for me. Now, if you feel really confident in that balance, can you turn your head to the right? Can you bring your head back to center? Can you turn your head to the left? And come back to center, and then relax and come back down. Nice. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. But actually, I want to point something out quickly. Anita, I'm not embarrassing you, but Anita's standing in the corner when she practices her balance. This is a really great place to practice, especially if you feel, because you have support either side. So just top tip there. Saw that. Whether you meant to do that on purpose or not, Anita, it's a very good thing to do. So it just means, you know, if you feel nervous or maybe you want to do practicing with your eyes closed or something more, it just means you have that support, right? It's a really good one to do. So let's come and take that single leg balance on our other leg, right? We've done our reactive balance, right? Now we've got statics. This is just standing in one place. But by turning our head, okay, very slowly, imagine you had a little mosquito and you were just gently following his vision or his little from left to right. So as soon as we incorporate head movements into our balance practice, we're training our visual system and our vestibular system. So all of this works together to improve that balance. Nice. Everyone's making this look very easy. And then relax that foot down. Give those ankles a lovely little wiggle. Okay. Final exercise, because everybody did that static balance and their head turned so well. So I'm going to make it a little bit harder. If you don't feel comfortable, and that one felt like 8, 9 difficulty, I want you to stay with the previous exercise. If you feel like you want more of a challenge, you're going to step one foot in front of the other. And my feet are about hip width apart. So they're not very narrow. They're about hip width. And I just want you to shift your weight forward and back from your toes to your heels, right? Easy, easy transference of weight. Now, if you feel very comfortable with this, I want you to see if you can turn your head as you transfer your weight forward and back, right? Can you turn that head as you're moving? Good. Nice, guys. Maybe this was easier. And we don't mind a wobble, right? It's easier. Good. Okay, let's give the other leg a go. Nice, guys. So this time, instead of going side to side with those eyes, can you rock forward and back? So other leg will be forward. And can you go down and up? You don't have to put the head all the way back, but just think more eyes go down, eyes go up. Eyes go down, eyes go up. Slightly different. Good. Yeah, don't worry too much. Yes, guys. One more in each direction for me. And then everyone can stop and give yourself a little blink and woo, hopefully no one feels too dizzy. Good, guys. So all simple exercises. Reactive balance, right? Fun game. If you've got kids or grandkids or nieces or nephew or something, it's a really good one to do with them. Static balance, moving the head, and then dynamic balance, so moving as you change your head directions. Super easy to do and very effective. So try and practice as much as you can. Let's make our way down onto the mat, and we'll do a little bit of abdominal and core work. We're going to start on all fours, and we're going to be doing our bird dog. Okay? A very traditional mat exercise. You know, it's used a lot in physio, it's used a lot when you first start Pilates, but the reason is that it's so great for helping you find this connection with your core, right, which is all the muscles that work around the trunk. So just start by just rocking from right to left on your wrists, maybe rocking forward and back, just to load the wrist. So we want to put a little bit of weight in them. We want to get used to having weight on them. We don't want to avoid it, right? We want to strengthen those bones, load those bones. You then bring your weight back to center, and you're going to slide opposite arm, opposite leg along the mat. Easy peasy. Keeping everything on the floor to start. Then you bring the arm and leg back in. And without making any big movements, so you've got really strong core, you change sides. Okay? I just want you to alternate these a few. I want you to alternate a few of these. Pardon me, guys. Now, what most people will do when they do this is they love to reach as far as they can. And then what happens is we lose all this lovely core work. You see, I kind of come off balance. So as you reach your arm and leg away, I want you to think of only reaching as far as you can without losing this lovely connection in your hip and your shoulder. So you'll notice I'm really only reaching just towards the end of my mat. Yeah, this helps me keep that nice connection in the shoulder blade. When you're ready, you're going to lift opposite arm, opposite leg off the mat. But instead of thinking of reaching the arm and leg as far away from you as you can, I want you to think of pulling your arm and leg up into your hip socket and pushing the mat away with your supporting arm. So it's really about keeping everything contained. We've got this lovely lift in the abdominals. We've got the feeling of pulling the arm and leg up into the hip and shoulder joint. And that helps us to keep that core, right? When we're stretching as far as we can, you know, it's lengthening those muscles. We want to feel everything nice and connected around that joint. Good. Everyone is going to finish their last one with an arm and leg in the air. Doesn't matter which one, okay? From there, you're going to give me 8 little pulses upwards with the arm and with the leg. Up, up, and up. 5 more. We go 5, 4. Think, get that bicep by that ear. Last 2, and 1. Slowly lower the arm and leg down. Very smooth transition, right? Transitions are important. Reach the other side up into the air. Now, focus on the upward motion. Here we go. Up and up. We go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the arm and leg down. Sit back into a little, either a little child's pose if you can keep the back long, or you keep your hips in the air and press the forehead to the mat to keep the spine in that lovely long line. 2 nice deep breaths here. Last one. And then we're going to make our way onto our front for our back exercises, okay? So we start the way we always do, with our legs a nice comfortable distance apart, elbows bent, forearms flat on the mat. You want to keep your eyes down, and you can always pop a block or cushion underneath the forehead if you so wish. And you're just going to press the pubic bone into the mat, gently lift your chest up, hold it, and then release and come back down. So it's a very, very simple. We don't push with the hands. We just get this lovely floating up and lovely floating down, right? No pressure. Okay, good. Nice deep breath in as we lift and lower. Really nice, guys. Think about the back of the neck being as long, like you could reach through the crown of the head, yeah? Up and down. Really nice. So we're going to make it a little bit harder. We're going to add on, all right? So I want you to lift your chest off the mat for me. And then I want you to lift your arms off the mat and squeeze your elbows into your rib cage. Hold it there. Now, if you can, stretch your arms forward. That's it. And then pull your elbows back. And then lower your body into the mat. Oh, a little relax. That's it. So the chest comes up first. The arms float off the mat. Now stretch the arms forward if you can. If not, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Now pull the elbows back so you can get a bit more lift in that chest, and then release and come back down. Yes, guys, 3 more here. Chest floats up. Arms come off. Big breath in as we stretch forward. Don't lose the height. Now, elbows pull back, lift that chest. Yes, and release. Very, very nice. Final two here. Chest lifts up. Arms come off. Reach those arms forward. Exhale, pull the elbows back, lift the chest, and then relax back down. Last one here, guys. Best one ever. Chest lifts up. Arms float up. Breathe in, stretch the arms forward. Now pull the elbows back, lift the chest up, 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 and then release back down. From there, guys, I want you to roll onto your back, and I want you to hug your knees into your chest for a nice release for that lower back. Good. We're fast and furious, huh? We get a bit of everything done. Okay, so lying on your back and just hugging your knees into your chest. Yeah, just super, super relaxed. So from there, we're going to place our feet flat onto the mat and we're going to go into a pelvic curl. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do in this position is just start off by tilting that pelvis forward and back. And what I mean by that is you tilt your pelvis, your pubic bone down towards the mat, and then you tilt your pubic bone towards the ceiling. And you can put your hands on your pelvis to help you find those two positions, right? So just super, super gentle, very similar, exactly the same as we did in the beginning of class when we were standing. Now we're doing it on the mat, all right? And then I want you to just bring that pelvis back to that neutral, so it's natural position. And then we're going to place our hands down by our side. You're going to tilt your pubic bone up towards the ceiling. Then you're going to roll your hips all the way up as high as you feel comfortable. You take a big breath in, and then you're going to roll down through each vertebra. Tailbone is the last thing. That's it. So we scoop the tailbone. We press the floor away as we lift the hips into the air. We take a big breath in at the top, and then we roll down through the spine. And everyone's just going to give me 3 more of those. Tuck the tailbone, stretch the front of the hips and lift the chest. I mean the hips. And then roll back down. Good, guys. Last 2. And this is like a really nice moment, yeah? It's about spinal mobility. So really getting a bit of movement into our spine, which is difficult to do when we have osteoporosis, right? We're told that we can't do these big twisting or these big side bends. So this is a really, really great move to get that mobility through the back. So really utilize it, yeah? Especially if you've had a long day sitting, you know, or you've not moved as much as you should. This is a really great way just to get the back moving, okay? So I want everybody to finish their last one here, and you can hug your knees into your back if you found that you need a little release, okay? And then from there, we're going to move into a little work for our abdominals to finish. So we're going to do the reverse of the bird dog, which is the dead bug. These names are a little bit dubious, are they not? And we're going to float our legs up to tabletop position, okay? So what you're going to feel in this position is that we don't have to push our back into the mat. Naturally, our lower back will be connected when we're here. And we're going to reach our arms up towards the ceiling. Now from there, we're going to use same arm as leg this time. And you're going to stretch your arm and leg away from the center of the body. And then you're going to bend the knee and bring the arm back over the chest. Okay, and then we're going to alternate sides. Stretch the arm and leg away from the body. Big exhale as you pull the arm and leg in. Now, often what will happen when you stretch the arm and leg out, because they're heavy limbs, is the pelvis will tilt and the rib cage will arch. So it's up to you guys to really make sure your ribs are in contact with the mat, and so is your back, okay? And that doesn't mean we have to push our back into the mat, but it means we need to be aware of our center. It means we watch what our range is, right? We watch how big our movement is. Good. And we want to think of knitting our abdominals together. So that feeling of those abdominals drawing into the center of the body. Yeah. Good. Everyone is going to give me one more on each side. Good, and this should feel like a lot of work, right? A lot of work on that core. Once you finish your last one on each side, you can hug those knees into the chest. Good, really, really nice, guys. So this one is so great for your core, right? And then bird dog, which we did on all fours, is the same. They're working the same muscles, different position changes how we move slightly. But let's make our way up to standing. We're going to finish with our little balance that we usually do. We've moved a little bit in each direction, right? We've done our front, we've done our back, we've done our glutes, we've done our balance. So let's finish. Heels together and toes apart. And we imagine we've got our 50-pound note between our butt cheeks. That helps us to keep that rotation in the hips and that little engagement in the glutes. You're going to find that focus on the wall in front of you, and you're going to rise up onto your tiptoes and just hold your balance for a second. And then we slowly lower the heels down, but we keep growing through the crown of the head. And we go again, we rise up onto those tiptoes, we hold. And yeah, it's like somebody was almost pulling us up. Heels go down, but spine keeps lifting. You've got your final one here. You find that lovely lift. This time we hold it as the hands come all the way up overhead. We take that big breath in. We exhale, we press down our hands, our shoulders, and our heels. We take a final big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And you guys are all done.